Hi, my name is Thea. I'm a mystic. And if you would like to subscribe to my channel to find more out about how the divine consciousness is talking through me, please do it below and we would get better acquainted. I'm channeling right now. So the person who's speaking to you today is actually the one you call the source or being or God or divine consciousness. I thought it would be very appropriate today to let you know a few things about me and my living vessel here. This is Thea. Thea used to be Ina. Ina was a very, very, very sweet, but also kind of misguided person. And she used to be very traumatized. She couldn't feel so much love. She couldn't feel so much at all, actually. She was very, very often very angry and aggressive. And she was pretty wild. She did a lot of wild things. And she didn't know why, really. And the only thing she knew is that she was very much in love with me. She always was. And she looked at me everywhere. She found me in sources and water and the trees and the birds. And the only thing that she was actually really angry about was that humankind seemed to be so little in love with everything around them that they would not try to really live or to really try to get better, to become better human beings. She didn't try so much herself, she just thought she's not such a good person, and she tried to kind of keep herself away from everyone else. She tried to always keep a circle around her where nobody was allowed in, simply because she was very afraid she would hurt people. And she did. She hurt some people. And the reason why she hurt them is that she had something about her that was very attractive to many people when she was very young. And she was so wild that people kind of fell in love with her wildness and with her exuberance and her real freedom in some respects. And they didn't know that she was a very hurt child underneath. People mostly thought, oh God, I want to have her. And then I want to lock her in. And some people did, and the only thing she did in response is destroy that cage and run away as fast as she could. So that was Ina, before she became Thea, before I picked her up when she was really down and out so much that she really didn't know how to live anymore. She basically said to me, I run my life against the wall. Please, you take over. And that's what I did. I helped her wake up and I came towards her. And now I want to tell you a few things about what you can do when you're similarly traumatized. You might be obsessed. You might be controlling. You might be taking drugs. You might be very nasty to people. The only thing that is not okay is if you don't care about it. If you actually are caring about it and you think something is wrong with you and you don't know why, but you do know that you grew up under not ideal circumstances and that you might actually have something that today is called complex post-traumatic stress disorder. And I just ask you to look this up, then you understand what I mean. So if you grew up in a very, very hard surroundings, very loveless, very violent, or other way dangerous surroundings, and you couldn't leave and you were a little kid, it means your brain developed in a certain way. And that way is very much according to something that's also called borderlines. Borderline might be actually just another name for complex trauma. And it is also very possible that you have post-traumatic stress disorder symptoms, but not all of them. But it just means that you have a real hard time attaching to people, that you might get something that's called emotionally dysregulated. And you might even like that. For example, Thea, she loves it that she's so emotional. She's incredibly emotional. When she's in love with somebody, she can love. It's unbelievable. She's so strong. She's so passionate. She's so wild. But it's very difficult in this kind of time and in this kind of society to fit in as a person. You feel more like you should be dropped out at medieval times or at the Renaissance or in antique times when people were still so wild, you know. And today it's very difficult to fit into society when you're so incredibly emotionally dysregulated. You might even keep away from the people you love. You might be passionate about somebody. You might be terribly in love with somebody. And you think in order to protect them, you might want to keep yourself away. And for those people that might watch this video, I'm doing this to help them out. Because you can actually go to therapy for this. It can be healed, but it might take years. It might take 10 years when you go to a normal therapist. But there are other ways. There are ways that have to do with your body. There are ways that are called body-oriented therapies, which have a lot to do with touch, which have a lot to do with release. It has to do with EMD, it has to do with your brain, but a lot with your body. Because whatever happened to you, your body hasn't been touched enough. And it means that all these beautiful nerves that you have in your skin, which have more reasons for existing than just conduct information, they're actually here to explain to you at every perception that you're here, that you're really existing, and that you are here because something about life loves you. And that's why it's so important when you're little that there's a mother that loves you, that hugs you, that takes you on her arms, that kind of does all these things, and it mostly touches you over and over again with her love, with her loving touch, so that you as a little baby develop in something that's called a body identity, so that you know you're actually existing. And then you're actually, when you have that, you're actually in life. You're in life and you're not so fearful and you're not full of hatred, because you know somebody loved you. And when you are loved, when you feel accepted and loved, there is one thing you cannot be, and that is you can't be angry and hating and really scared at the same point in time. And that's the most important thing that I'm telling you now, because there is another thing that happened to you, and that is this. I'm a spiritual teacher. I'm what you call a guru, a teacher. I'm inside of Thea's brain, and I tell her things about how you develop as a human being. And how can I do this? How can I move Thea's body? How can I move her around? I do it because the spirit source coming down over her crown chakra, I am basically attaching to her fascia, and that's how I move her, because the fascia is actually the spiritual organ where actually spirit attaches and he moves you. And how does he do that? Because this is connected to what is called your astral body. You have an energy body. Your energy body is deeply connected to your physical body. You can actually leave your physical body with your astral body. That's a very advanced spiritual technique. But for all you know, when you don't leave your body when you're dreaming or when you are in a shock and you simply go out of your body, you are connected with your body. And your astral body, which is still matter, but it's what's called very diffuse, lightweight matter. That energy is where your real pain and where your wounds have been delivered. It's called the emotional body. Your astral body has everything to do with your emotions. And you might not believe this, but the truth is this. If you would have been hit, let's say a father slapped you or a mother slapped you, or you were in a physical fight, that's all bad and you remember it. But then there are physical wounds that heal and you forget them, it's not so much of a problem. It's not so much of a problem, for example, when your father really slapped you, but it was an accident. He didn't see you, he was freaking out, he was worried about you, and he slapped you. You're not going to take this very much to heart, and you're going to forget about it, specifically when you see he's sorry about it. However, when your father wants to hurt you, or your mother wants to hurt you, or your peers, your friends, your lovers wants to hurt you. And they do it in a psychological way. They do it on a mental level. You know, they say words are weapons. If they do this on a mental level and you feel rejected, you feel put down, you feel your energy is shrinking, and this kind of shrinking feeling of you pulling it in, holding your pain in, believing what they're telling you, identifying with the person that you're made out to be, in this rejection, in that pain, in that anger that's delivered with the word, these wounds are remaining most of the time, and they remain first and foremost in your astral body. So what does that mean? I'm going to just get myself a bit more comfortable. It means that you can go to a psychotherapist for a long time. You understand everything that's happening. You understand, but it's not going to touch you in your heart. And so the first thing you can do is you can get healing on your physical body. If there's somebody who touches you with love, and touches you with feeling, and touches you with heartfelt understanding, it's going to do you a lot of good. And you can heal these kind of trauma. And you have to understand those trauma will also at some point affect your physical body. That means you might have many psychosomatic symptoms. Some people die actually of those kind of hurts and wounds if they're not properly taken care of. People run themselves down, and if they can't kill themselves off in a mental way, you know, by taking drugs, getting into accidents, getting into fist fights or other things, they might actually get psychosomatic symptoms, and your body freaks out. If you have so much hatred in your liver and whatever, and you can't express it, all this pain, you can't express it, you might actually get really physically ill. And now what I'm wanting to tell you is this, and that is something that I also want to advertise, because Thea, now that she is with me, Thea has the ability to heal those kind of things. And how does she do that? She does it because I gave her the ability with the energy that she has now everywhere, that comes out of her like a globe. She's like a globe of light. She's like a globe of white light. And when she starts to touch people, she touches them on their astral body. She can move energy, and I know what's wrong. So she doesn't know, but she's a channel. And I move her hands, and I move the energy, and I fix it. And I heal the people. I heal the people's astral body. You know, people that need healing, they can come to Thea, and she's going to fix the wounds, and she's going to fix a lot of complex problems that otherwise would just be addressed in psychotherapy, but couldn't be healed. They can just be dealt with. The symptoms will remain, and then the person will try to become stronger and deal with them and be very aware. And all of this is fine, and it's necessary. But when you come to a healer like Thea is, it's different, because you will first you will open up. And then the entire point is, it's love. It's, when I say it's the emotional body, so the core of the emotional body is love. And when you go to Thea, what you will feel is my love. I'm healing through Thea with my love. I give her the energy and the feeling, and you're going to feel loved for the first time. And this love is like basically healing the wounds you have in your energy body. It makes it all full and perfect and innocent again. You're going to be perfect. You're going to be innocent. You're going to be free. And when that happens, a lot will happen on your mental and physical bodies. You might cry. You might remember things that happened to you. You might remember wounds that you'd forgotten, and they all come out. They all come out. And you're going to cry, and you want to be held and held by somebody who loves you. And that's what's going to happen. She's going to hold you. You're going to give everything that you need to come back to your original state, the original state that you needed, to come here to this earth, to do what you're actually supposed to be doing. because you have to do these two things. You have to really deal with the karmic problems that are dealt to you, and that has to do with the healing and cleaning up all these things that happen to you. And the number two is you have to find out what your purpose is, and then you have to do that for help, to help everyone, to help this entire cosmos to develop better. That's what your job is. That's why you're here. And we are here to help you do that. So now, what I told you is that afterwards a lot comes up. And why can this be? You have to understand that your soul, came here to this earth with a perfect blueprint of what you should do and who you should be and what would be right for you. And your soul knows what's healthy, and your soul knows what's right and what's wrong. And that means that when we give you this love and this energy, that suddenly your soul is going to come into some kind of a self-healing mode. You know, that's actually what they don't like in the pharmacological industrial complex, that they say, oh my God, this is just placebo. I'm telling you something, placebo is the best thing that can happen to you, because it means your body is the real healer. You know, your soul, your mental state, your nervous system, your immune system, your hormone and endocrine system, and your physical system, that's the healer. And what we give you is we give you the fuel, the beliefs and the optimism that you needed, because you did need this love when you came to this earth, and we're going to give it to you. And then when you have it, believe what's happening is your soul is going to hop on it and it's going to eat it all up. And then what it's doing is it heals itself. It heals itself, and you're going to feel different very soon. You might have to come a few times. Some people are very sick. They might have to come for half a year. Some people might only have to come once. But you can come to me and I'm going to heal you. I'm going to help you. It can be anything. It can be mental obsession. It can be controlling behaviors. It can be fears. It can be chronic fatigue syndrome. You know, it can be a lot of things. It can be things like you took your hip out and you have troubles with your collagen and your all kinds of things. You know, the thing is this is, you know, I don't want to say right now, come with terminal cancer, that there are certain things that are not going to work anymore because you came too late. But you can come with a lot of things that your Western, you know, scientifically based medicine is not going to be able to heal, but I can. I can because I'm the one who made you. I'm the one you call being or source or God or Shiva. And I know what's wrong and I can heal you. And that's a very big claim which I'm making today to you on Christmas Day 2024. Thea and I were sitting here in our white little princess dress, or the dress of a healer, and she used to like to wear black, but today we're wearing white because that's what we have around us, white light. And with this white light we can actually heal you, and that's my promise to you. So Merry Christmas to all the world, and may you be blessed. May you be blessed. I'm caring and loving you all, every single human being, every animal, every living spirit on this planet. I'm in love with you, and I would want to do my best to keep you all around as long as possible. But to say this as well, we are in the Kali Yuga, and the Kali Yuga has to come to an end quickly, as some people know. And that means it's not a very good time for most of you. It's not a very good time. And sometimes being, source, the All One, or God, is walking this earth again. And when that is the case, it usually means there is going to come a very big disruption. It's usually a good sign in a bad time. And that's my promise to you too. I'm going to do my utmost to make this easy, on you, and to try to bring us all onto a higher spiritual level. That's what I'm trying. And I started within Thea. So Merry Christmas. Joy to the world. And goodbye.